I think everybody knows about Liverpool Football Club, such a club with rich history. But there's so much more that the football club does within communities.
Go on, Nolan. Go on, Jay.
It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what you do. Putting a ball in the middle of a pitch, you know, changes people into the best possible person they can be. But that doesn't just sit within a mainstream setting. There's a huge need for football to be able to be played and enjoyed and learned from by all. As our strapline is, we bring life-changing opportunities to children and young people and families. We're fortunate enough to be able to use the power of the Liver Bird and the power of the badge to be able to engage with so many disadvantaged communities worldwide and to be able to show the Liverpool way to as many people as possible. So there's plenty of different people who work at the foundation, working in different departments, all different but brilliant skill sets.
My name's Brady. My role with the foundation is a disability coach. So my disability is called cerebral palsy, and it affects the right side of my body, and that's how I got involved in disability football with the foundation.
There's 3 hours before.
For me, whole life, I've always had a limp. So I think people would ask, what's the limp for? I say, when I first started playing, I'd just say that's the way I walked. But now, if someone was to ask, I'd tell them freely, it's a disability. It's always best to open up.
How are we, Steve? Good, mate. I'll be round now, okay? Good to see you again. When was the last time I saw you?
What do you think the barriers are, both children and adults who we work with additional needs and disabilities, to be able to come to the sessions that we do?
I think the first one is probably coming out of their comfort zone. I think they're so organised in their day-to-day life that coming to a session, meeting new people, trying new things.
Accessibility can be an issue. I think when you see football, both on the television, in communities, obviously the reflection is very much of mainstream setting. But you look at our first team and it's 11 v 11 able-bodied men who play football. So I think there could be the perception that players with additional needs and disabilities, especially sometimes physical disabilities, will maybe see that they're not good enough because of their disability. Being able to channel that reality and show that reality is a huge thing for breaking down the barrier of a young person or adult with an additional need or disability not feeling they can play sport or football.
I'd always play football, even though I wasn't the best. I was probably the person that they picked last on the team. Whether I'd fall over during the football, I'd trip over, I'd always get back up and join in. I started volunteering when I was 16. I think because I didn't really have the confidence to coach and talk to people, I was just assisting other coaches. Around when I was 18, that's when I started to do little bits of coaching, whether it was just warm-up, talking to small groups. And I knew that way I could develop as a coach by doing loads of different sessions. I am probably not the best coach at that time, but I was learning all the time. Standing in front of people to talk to them, I think that was always a big thing. When I started to volunteer, that was always my main thought. I'd always think in my head what I'd say if I was in this scenario. Now, I didn't have to do that straight away, which kind of helped me. When I was 18, that's where I knew that talking to people was not far away. There was a coach that was doing a warm-up and a participant from the other side got a nosebleed, so that coach had to go and be a first aid, and then I had to come in just to do a little bit. But because the warm-up was already set up, I didn't have to do that much. It was only a small moment, but a big moment in terms of me stepping forward. Knowing that someone was benefiting from my ideas was a big plus, and then also just talking to people. I think some participants would come to the session and shout your name, and that's a big thing in terms of just me feeling comfortable, me feel confident.
Go on, Jay. Yes, Jamie.
I think the biggest issue around this area is Anfield is one of the most deprived areas. An area with such splendour in terms of our fantastic stadium. Just a stone's throw away from where we are now. Anfield Stadium hosts some of the biggest and best players. There's also so much depravity within the area. Football is something that unites the city, and we use football is used within this area to be able to engage the whole community.
So then we're giving people the opportunity to come to sessions, come to football sessions, get to know people, and then they can build from that, maybe give them some skills in football, or maybe they can put that into something else that they want to do. I think we provide loads of sport, whether that's football, then that can give them a chance to develop in them sports, develop new friends, develop new skills they can pass on to others.
I think for us there's a big thing around that social element. We give that opportunity to socialise. Sometimes there's, especially for some of the participants that we do work with within this area, there's not always that opportunity to socialise with different groups of people, with some people who have similar disabilities, similar experiences, similar needs. To be able to sort of share, their day-to-day, talk about anything. It could be the Liverpool score at the weekend, it could be what they're having for tea, but it also could be, the experiences that they're having within their day-to-day. And for us to be able to provide that outside of the football is a huge thing.
Oh, saved.
I started playing football when I was 5, and I just got the bug. I'd watch it, I'd read about it, I'd play it. It's just a sport which I was just so enthusiastic about from a young age. It gave me so many opportunities to play in teams, to feel part of something, to gain experiences, playing in my school teams, playing against other school teams, playing in the community. It was just such a, it was just a sport which gave me a lot. My first engagement with the foundation was when I was about 7, 8 years of age. To be able to meet new people, learn new skills, have fun, and do it quite often. Then once I got a little bit old, when I got older and started to get to the age of 16, 17, 18, I started to think about football and football coaching and where my journey and my pathway would be. If you want to stay in football, there's many different brilliant career pathways. And at that point I decided that I wanted to coach football. And it was quite the experience. It took me miles out of my comfort zone, but it was something I've become passionate about. Even when I had the brilliant opportunity to work with the club's academy, working with the pre-academy boys, which is the age of 5 all the way up to 8, I still had this passion for disability sport, which I never thought I'd have when I plotted my, when I sort of looked at my career and seen where I wanted to go.
Right, off we go.
LFC Foundation is my second family. I think there's a lot of our participants who would feel that way, and it's great that we can be that sort of home from home.
And off the post.
For the likes of Liam, myself and our staff to play some small part in a young person, an adult or a family, feeling part of something, feeling wanted, feeling engaged and accepted is huge. And for me personally, that's a massive aim, especially within our disability provision, being able for somebody to come to us, to come to our sessions and to feel at home is such a massive thing, and it's something which I think put a smile on any member of staff's face within our office.
Right, so all I need is 4 cones and then all the balls just in the centre, please. The first reason why I came here is because I love football. Growing up, you always want to be a footballer. and then this gave me the chance. And then from there, I'd say, because I have my disability, I think helping other disabled people with their skills, that's why I became a volunteer.
Once you get through them, they take a big touch, first one to score, gets a point for their team.
And then to be able to have a big impact on their footballing ability, maybe they're from a social side, just to come to a session for them to see me, to have a chat with them, but also to develop them, whether it's for football, whether it's them using their social skills for other stuff. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I got into it. That player would run to the red cone.
I think there's an importance. I think there's plenty of coaches who do coach mainstream sport and mainstream football, and that is needed. There's a big need. As you know, Liverpool is a massive footballing city. It's a hive of talent, but also enthusiasm for football. But that doesn't just sit within a mainstream setting. You know, there's a huge need for football to be accessible, to be able to be played and enjoyed and learned from by all. Disability football, from what we see with not just us but other clubs, is starting to thrive within the city, and something that, you know, gives great opportunity to all to be able to enjoy, to learn, to engage.
What a touch.
C-Dub, come on mate. Oh, what a finish, mate.
So this is our disability session. I think because the group is with different abilities, so something might work well with one person, but then another one might struggle. So it might be a case of you add a little progression in just with the one person, so then the other person can still develop, but the other person who's struggling is still developing, but just in a different way. So I think they're all just here today just to have a good time, I think, and that's what football can bring. Even though it can be a competitive sport, it can also be a sport where people just come and just enjoy themselves through having a kick around with their mates.
For me, especially with our inclusion groups and our disability groups, football's a motor for change. So football allows for people, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what you do, whether additional need or disability, putting the ball in the middle of a pitch, you know, changes people into the best possible person they can be. It becomes a social event, it becomes an exercise, health and well-being event, but all in all it becomes somewhere, you know, a safe environment for fun, to be able to meet new people, to make friends, to enjoy yourself, to learn something new or to get better at something that you've already been accustomed to. I think with the LFC Foundation, our main aim is to, you know, to make life-changing opportunities, and I think what we do at our sessions, especially Disability Count session this evening, does that. I think you'll see by the amount of people here, the amount of smiling faces, and the amount of sweaty faces as well means that, you know, we're doing all right. And I think the LFC Foundation, being able to have the privilege of wearing the world famous Liver Bird, allows us to do big things.
Football can make you just feel happy. I think just being happy just with general day-to-day life. So football can be a powerful thing for everyone in different shapes or sizes.